Work, rush, work. Well, anyway, it'll soon be vacation time. This year, I'm going to get off on the right foot at the AAA. First stop on the way to France and the Riviera. I don't see how they do it. Those people at the AAA know simply everything there is to know about travel. They know the best way to go, where to stay, what to see and do. And they'll make all the arrangements for you. It's like having a personal guide without having to pay him. And they're so enthusiastic, as if you aren't excited enough already. Comes the big day. And before you know it, you're there. Paris, what a perfect place to start the vacation of your dreams. And those wonderful people. It's almost like coming home. Especially when the AAA representative is right there at the airport to meet you with an American smile and the key to the car he has waiting for you right outside. What could be simpler? And off you go. France, here I come. Around Paris, the traffic isn't too bad, and they do drive on the same side of the street as we do. You're sure of one thing already. This is the only way to travel in France, because after you leave the city and its fine expressways, you discover the pleasure of these charming country roads. First stop on the road south, a little chateau near Avallon. Imagine waking up to a view like this. Back on the road again, and you're in the Burgundy wine country. It's a lovely land. You keep looking forward to the next village. This is Main Street in France. Do they spend all their time outdoors? Before you know it, you're in Provence, with its sunlight that Van Gogh called a shower of gold. The arch in the city of Orange is over 2,000 years old. You're close to the sea now, and suddenly, Monte Carlo, Monaco, the country that seems to exist for the fun of it. You pick up your reservations at the fabled Hôtel de Paris. Such luxury! You begin to forget typewriters and offices were ever invented. Time to get going and see what there is to see. Your car, little reliable, is beginning to seem like a magic coach out of a fairy tale. I'm glad I went to the AAA. And speaking of fairy tales, the first stop on any Monte Carlo sightseeing schedule is the Royal Palace, the home of Princess Grace, formerly Grace Kelly of Philadelphia and Hollywood. If you're patient, you might get to see her. But you can't be patient in Monte Carlo. There's too much to see. Sun, sky, and water, all in colors that are hard to believe. There's simply no blue like the blue of the Mediterranean. off you go again along that fabulous coastline to Nice and its gracious Promenade des Anglais. Cannes comes next, a picture postcard place if there ever was one. But you save the postcards for later. This is the real thing, the beach at Cannes. There's time for a dip in the sea. And just to watch the people of Cannes, the rich, the beautiful, the famous, to look at the fabulous hotels where they stay. And then on to Saint-Tropez, perhaps not quite so elegant as Cannes, but every bit as exciting. No need to go in out of the glorious sun to shop. Maybe for one of those delightfully wacky hats that everyone here wears. Time out for a chat with Jojo, a wise old character, gay, debonair, sophisticated, a friend of the artists and writers and movie stars who find their place in the sun at Saint-Tropez. People watching is a great sport here. Talk about unforgettable characters. For men, girl watching is an important subcategory of this pastime. When you do your own driving, you can stop off at the harbor and convince yourself that people do work for a living in the south of France. Some of them preparing miraculous meals, like the luncheon you have at San Rafael. Restaurants everywhere. No two of them alike, and every one of them an adventure. You never get tired of just looking at the places and the people. This begins to look like an ideal place to slow down a little, to soak in the sights and sounds of southern France. Anyone for boating? Wonder what the girls in the office are doing right now. Swimming? Who could resist the Mediterranean? There must be as many kinds of boats as there are people. Oh me, I may never go home. Time out for another side trip. To the village of Gassin. It's as French as Maurice Chevalier, a painting come to life. Liberty, equality, fraternity, it says on Gassin City Hall. Maybe that's why you feel so much at home, even in a little French village. You're in luck. Today is Bastille Day, like the 4th of July back home. Better fortify the inner woman for the big doings ahead. And right now might be a good time to take care of the outer woman, too. So it's back to town. And the salon of the world-famous hairdresser, Busson. How about those hairdryers? And outdoors, too. Say, this was worth the trip all by itself. Now you're ready for the big celebration at Gassin. It looks like business is picking up. This looks like fun, too. This kind of bowling is practically an obsession with the people of southern France. The fabulous faces of France. In characteristic poses. Something must be about to happen. This is France. And so on far into the night. Well, at least you can join in the fun. Came the dawn, as they say. It's so quiet and peaceful you can hardly believe it. The party's over. In more ways than one, you're ready for your last drive in France. And you're on your way home. But France will still be there for the world to fall in love with. You'll remember the friends you made. You'll remember everything about the magnificent Mediterranean. Was it all just a daydream? Well,